We got called out to this incident here in North Greenbush. We didn't expect to see this, basically. A crane truck tipped over onto the side of the roof just around the crash site to see what we could see, and we stumbled upon this, apparently an airplane part. Traffic is backed up behind us. They're being kept about a little bit of a distance away from the scene. We're at mile marker 108 on Interstate 88 near Schoharie. And look at that line of traffic. As you can see, firefighters are just monitoring the scene for hot spots. Part of this developing story. It's a scene. The details are still coming into progress, but what we can tell you right now, traffic is definitely backed up on I-88. I'm going to step out of the shot so you can get a scene of that red and white house behind me. Right now, we are live from First Street, where authorities from the FBI and Albany PD are going in and out of that red and white property. I'm going to show you this sign now that really clarifies their point on this. It says the consent award doesn't address our safety concerns. We can smell wildfire smoke, burning wood today, something that was not present yesterday. Take a look. When I was live from this exact spot less than 24 hours ago, there was a singular column of pearly white smoke, something like the papal chimney. As dusk sets upon us, we still have the benefit of daylight where you can still see the smoke burning over the mountains. I'm going to step out of the frame now so you can get a better look for yourself. Officials say this so-called butternut fire is at 0% containment. Christina, we had two rallies happening this afternoon, a correction officer rally, which is still ongoing right now. Tranquil and peaceful, rather, until you zoom into right there, that white tent underneath those yellow tree leaves. Investigators have been going in and out of that tent all morning long since they found part of a skull last night. So we have moved up much closer. Take a look at the scene now. Investigators appear to have been searching that muddy area. Rebels moved in, Assad is out, and changes headed for the Middle East. The time is 10:30. The station is Fox 23. Zion D. Coteau reporting. Another late veteran to tell you about, a Berkshire County airman who died during World War II, will finally be laid to rest this week. Another issue of concern for voters and lawmakers is election security. New York State's Attorney General releasing reminders to educate voters on how they can keep themselves safe and out of legal trouble. Well, it was full steam ahead, pun definitely intended, for one of the largest model train events in the capital region today.
News 10 ABC's Zion D. Coteau has been at the scene all afternoon and joins us live from North Greenbush with the latest. Zion?
Lydia and Trishan, let me step out of this shot as quickly as I can because this is a very active scene right now. When we got called out to the story this morning, I was expecting to see a truck that crashed into the side of this house. Little could we have imagined that we'd see the cab of a crane truck literally parked onto the roof of the house. This is not a sight one would expect to see on the average suburban street. Sandra Drive in North Greenbush became the heat of the action in the summer heat when a crane tipped over onto the side of Robert Chappie's house. I'm sure you're wondering, how in the world did this happen?
I hired the MMJ tree service to come and cut 3 trees in back of my house.
Chappie says they had the means to get the job done.
And they claim they have a truck that can stretch 150 feet. I said, wow, that sounds great.
After crews arrived earlier this morning, things went sideways, literally.
The leg of the big, huge 150-foot boom truck caved into the septic system. And the whole truck lifted up, and the man was on the end of the line, 100 feet up, went down. And when I heard the noises, I immediately knew what was going on, and I rushed out there, and his buddies and my wife was out there, and pulling limbs off, and he jumped up and he said, "I'm not hurt, I'm not hurt."
A part of the crane's outrigger even penetrated the sidewall leading into the house's den. The long boom arm sat extended into the house's backyard woods. Understandably, the tree removal worker was too shaken up to speak, and the company declined to comment. If there's a silver lining to any of this, it's that no one was hurt.
Oh, God. I'm blessing myself in front of the camera. I thank God so much that he was there to save that man's life.
Still a very much unfolding situation here in North Greenbush. Live in Rensselaer County, Zion D. Coteau, News 10, ABC.
Zion, thanks so much. Such a precarious situation. Again, so thankful that no one was hurt. Maybe we can check back in with you once that cab starts moving.
News 10 ABC's Zion D. Coteau joining us from outside the Schenectady police station with the latest. Zion?
Good afternoon to you both. Authorities unanimously describing this as a tough case, the judge even calling it heinous. Police say that baby was found unresponsive and up to her neck in water at the base of a pipe. The additional charges to be filed against her mother include depraved murder and depraved indifference to a child under the age of 11. Here's more on how this case unfolded. 24-year-old Persia Nelson in Schenectady City Court this morning, where she was charged with second-degree manslaughter in the death of her 10-month-old daughter, Halo Branton. On Saturday night, General Electric plant security guards called authorities to say that Persia Nelson was on their campus, claiming she didn't know how she got there and her baby was lost. Upon interviewing Nelson, authorities determined she left an address on 12th Street, then went onto the GE campus, prompting an all-night-long search of the grounds involving state police and forest rangers.
As the morning came, it was also decided that we could not rule out an abduction or the child being exposed to some other dangerous situation. So we decided to put out an Amber Alert.
Police say the alert, which was sent out at 10:10 a.m., was received by the police and media, but not the general public. You all received it over an hour later at 11:15 a.m. due to a transcription error.
I've been advised that the New York Alert System and the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children is examining the error and working on a solution right now.
Police, however, say their investigation was not impeded. Then, at 12:30 p.m., a break in the case.
One of the search teams on the GE campus found Halo inside a utility tunnel.
Halo was rushed to Ellis Hospital. It was there that they say baby Halo went to be with the angels. An autopsy revealed that the child did not drown but died of hypothermia and exposure. Court documents allege that Nelson dropped Halo down that 8-foot pipe.
An additional charge of murder in the second degree, depraved indifference, is being filed right now.
We will seek to present that as well as the prior charges to a grand jury, as I said, within the near future.
As you can imagine, this was a tough case for authorities.
Everybody's shaken by this. Everybody can relate to a one-year-old child being helpless.
Now, we should note that Persia Nelson does also have another child who is in the custody of their father. Bail for Miss Nelson was set at $500,000. She was remanded to county jail. Her next court appearance is scheduled for Thursday. Live in Schenectady, Zion, Coteau News 10, ABC.
Thank you, Zion.